Talking about the functions of human resource management, we will talk about the recruitment and selection of employees today. This is the major function of human resource management. Although there are lots of the function, but the importance of this function cannot be denied. Recruitment and selection becomes necessary and more important for the businesses when the business is expanding. So business would always be in need of bigger workforce, more number of employees. So recruitment becomes very important for the business. And secondly, when the employees are leaving and they needs to be replaced. And they needs to be replaced. So these are the two most important situations in which the recruitment and selection becomes very important for the businesses. Let's talk about what is recruitment and then separately what is selection. Then we'll look into the steps of these. The process of identifying the need of new employees. Process of identifying need of new employees. Defining the job to be filled. Finding the job to be filled. And the type of person needed to fill it. And attracting suitable candidates for a job. This is what we call recruitment. If we look at that, I've written many things in that. The process of identifying needs of new job, defining the job to be fulfilled, uh, and type of person the business need to fill it, and attracting suitable candidates for this. All of these are called recruitment processes for a business. Coming to the selection, we'll talk about these steps of recruitment. Coming towards the selection, the series of steps in which candidates are interviewed, tested and screened, to choose the most suitable person, for a vacant post. What we have written in selection, okay, series of steps. in which candidates are interviewed, one thing, tested, and screened to choose the most suitable person for the vacant post. This is called selection. Now, let's talk about the processes of steps of recruitment and selection. Establishing the exact nature of job and drawing up the job description. JD is a term that you will repeatedly hear in the business. That stands for job description, basically. Again, what is this basically? This is a document that provides a complete picture of the job. What is JD? This is a document that provides complete picture of job. What does it include? It includes job title, like manager finance, for example. This may be the job title for the person to be hired. Detail of task that he will be performing. Responsibilities involved. Place in the hierarchical structure, like who will be senior of him and who will be junior of him. Place in the hierarchical structure. Working conditions to be offered to him. And how the job will be assessed for the purpose of promotions. Because employee won't remain at the similar post at which he was hired, the position of his position in the hierarchy will continue to improve as a result of promotion. But how will he be assessed for the purpose of that promotion so that he can be given future jobs? तो वो जो उसकी methodology है assessment की, that will also be written. Yeah. That time we will define job description, we say a detailed list of the key points about the job to be filled, starting as the key task and responsibilities. After the JD, the next thing that we have to make during the process of recruitment is the person's specification. What is this person specification? Now, after when you have defined that what tasks a person will be performing, you need to identify what kind of person you want to have to perform those tasks. The kind of person list is called person specification. Let's define it. यानी वो कौन सा बंदा होगा जो वो सारे काम कर रहा होगा जो आपने जेडी में डिफाइन किए हैं. वो जो बंदे की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं, that will be called person specification. The detailed list of the qualities. skills and qualifications. That a successful applicant will need to have. इसमें क्या चीजें शामिल हो सकती हैं, उसकी यानी क्वालिफिकेशन कितनी है, MBA रिक्वायर्ड है फॉर एग्जांपल, उसका एक्सपीरियंस 5 years होना चाहिए फॉर एग्जांपल, उसकी एज जो है वो अबव 35 years होनी चाहिए फॉर एग्जांपल, वगैरह। तो जो भी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आप उसके अंदर रिक्वायर करते हैं, दैट आर कॉल्ड पर्सन्स स्पेसिफिकेशन। When you have made these two things, the job description and person specifications, आपको आइडिया हो गया कि मैंने ये वाला काम करवाना है, for this task I need these qualities in a person, then you need to move towards preparation of job advertisement. तो पहले हम ये डिफाइन कर लेते हैं कि जॉब एडवर्टीजमेंट कहाँ पे की जाती है। जॉब एडवर्टीजमेंट न्यूज़पेपर पे होती है। देयर माइट बी सम स्पेशलिस्ट मैगजीन्स, फॉर एग्जांपल लॉयर्स की मैगजीन है तो वहीं पे लॉयर्स को एडवर्टाइज किया जा सकता है उनकी जॉब को। इंटरनेट के ऊपर हो सकती है, वेबसाइट्स अपनी के ऊपर भी दे सकते हैं, सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर भी दे सकते हैं, फेसबुक वगैरह, ट्विटर वगैरह। कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटी के नोटिस बोर्ड पे भी लगा सकते हैं, वहां से फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स आपको मिल सकते हैं। या आप अपने नोटिस बोर्ड पे भी लगा सकते हैं, योर एग्जिस्टिंग एम्प्लॉय में रेफर टू समवन, या वो खुद भी अगर वो उस पोजीशन पे आने के लिए विलिंग हो तो वो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। तो ये वो जगह है जहाँ पे हम जॉब एडवर्टाइज कर सकते हैं। बट फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ जॉब एडवर्टाइजमेंट वी मस्ट रिमेंबर दैट इट मस्ट बी अट्रैक्टिव ना। हम देखते हैं बाज दफा जॉब एडवर्टाइजमेंट देयर इज रिटन वी आर इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी एम्प्लॉयर, या मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी नीड्स अ फाइनेंस मैनेजर। The purpose of giving this information is basically to attract good candidates about the job, क्योंकि हमारा पर्पस है कि अच्छे कैंडिडेट जॉब की तरफ अपील हों, तो तभी हमारी बिजनेसेस जो होंगी वो ग्रो करेंगी। समटाइम्स अब जब ये हम प्रिपरेशन करते हैं जॉब एडवर्टाइजमेंट की, तो समटाइम्स वी अटैच ना एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म विद दैट, समटाइम्स वी कॉल फॉर CVs, समटाइम अटैच्ड एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म, पीपल फिल दैट फॉर्म, एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म जो है, और उसके ऊपर वो अपनी डिटेल्स लिखते हैं, व्हाट इज देयर नेम, व्हाट इज देयर फादर्स नेम, व्हाट इज देयर क्वालिफिकेशन, हाउ मेनी इयर्स दे हैव स्टडीड, व्हाट इज देयर एक्सपीरियंस, इन व्हिच इंडस्ट्री दे हैव वर्कड, एंड एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा। तो वो लोग उस एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म को फिल करते हैं। तो हम एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म को डिफाइन भी कर लेते हैं साथ ही, ताकि हमें आइडिया रहे, और या फिर पीपल सेंड देयर CVs, उस पर भी बात कर लेते हैं। Application form is the set of questions that is answered by applicant, job applicant. To give the potential employer information about the applicant. It includes his educational background and all that. And sometimes they send a CV. CV is a document that is called curriculum vitae, that contains all the information about the applicant. They give an email or a postal address where the job is advertised, and on that email or postal address, CV is sent. CV, as I told you, stands for curriculum vitae. a detailed document highlighting all of the person's professional and academic achievements. Professional and academic achievements. So what he has done in job life and his educational life, CV shows that. There is another term that is called resume. That is also kind of CV, but that is less detailed as compared to the CV. For example, one-page document that includes the list of the work experience, that includes the educational background, special skills, or things like that, or personal information. For example, phone number, address where to be contacted, etc. So these are what we call resume. There is sometimes reference also required that is written to be on the resume and the CV. वो हम लिख देते हैं कि अच्छा we have been with the reference of such special person or from some manager or some trusted person on whom the organization might trust before hiring the employee. Okay. When we receive the CVs or job application forms or resumes, all of the job application forms and CVs are not useful for us as an employer. What we do shortlisting of CVs. We do shortlisting of candidates. It means we eliminate the irrelevant applications that are not required by us. Sometimes we say in job application and job advertisement, we need an MBA with 10 years experience. A person with BBA and 3 years experience might also apply with the thought, God knows, शायद मुझे भी बुला ले. लेकिन ऐसे नहीं होता. हम उन CVs को short list कर देते हैं, हम उन CVs को ज़ाया कर देते हैं या for the future purpose संभाल के रख लेते हैं, लेकिन उस job के लिए वो इस्तेमाल नहीं होती. This process of identifying the right candidate to be called for interview or for the test is called shortlisting of the CVs. अच्छा, अब जब वो shortlisting हो जाती है तो we call them for the interviews and the process of selection starts. तो प्रोसेस ऑफ सिलेक्शन में हमारे पास होते हैं दरअसल असेसमेंट सेंटर्स, जहां पे जिन लोगों को हम फाइनली बुलाते हैं for the purpose of hiring, हम उन्हें assess करते हैं whether the statements that they have given on their CV or resume that I have done this and that is correct or not. तो assessment center में क्या होता है? Is a place where a range of tests is used to judge job. Applicant. Job applicant. Whether the statements that he has given are correct or not. We actually try to check the potential ability of that person, whether he can do all the jobs that we uh, require to do or not. This kind of assessment centers, what they do, they take interviews. That interviews might be one-to-one or panel. They take different tests. For example, you might have seen in schools that when a new teacher comes, the principal or vice principal and coordinator asks him or her to give a demonstration to the students, a lecture kind of thing, in which it can be tested whether he can teach properly or not. Different tests can be leadership tests, team tests, and performances too. For example, if a software engineer wants needed to be hired, so we can ask him to make a software for us. Sometimes we can give him period a few days where he can work, and we can check him whether he's working rightly or not. When a person passes from all these stages, so we say the person has been selected and recruited as an employee. So this was the detailed procedure of recruitment and selection.